Hey there, fight fans. Today in this video, now many of us did not believe this, but we are waiting for another huge fight. The date has been officially announced for Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush. Also in this video, reigning featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovskiy, known for his strikes and unyielding spirit, will be taking on lightweight king Islam Makhachev in just a few short hours. But what makes this match truly electrifying is Makhachev's bold statement that he plans to knock out Volkanovski. Volkanovski, though, he claims that it's just a simple bluff on his part. So we're gonna see why he thinks this, and will Volkanovski be able to prove that he is more superior, or will Makhachev shock the world with a knockout? The countdown to what promises to be one of the UFC's most exciting events begins. Israel Adesanya claims that Islam Makhachev will not survive the third round. To be honest, the main intrigue of the fight is whether Volkanovski will be able to interrupt Makhachev's series of early victories. I mean, after all, he escaped the steel grips of Ortega, so it can be assumed that he will hold out until the final bell. And then at the end of this video, all tickets to the stadium in Australia are now sold out, and the number of pay-per-views is almost equal to the third fight between Conor and Poirier. So, how much will the fighters actually be earning? But before we kick off the video, I just want to ask you to please like the video and subscribe to our channel. There are already 46,000 of us, and our goal is to reach 50,000, so thank you in advance. Now, as we've already said, the exact date has become known when the potential lightweight contender fight between Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush will be taking place, and that is May 6th at UFC 288. This was reported by Brazilian sports writer Alvaro Colmenero with reference to the coach of the former UFC champ. Diego Lima, Charles Oliveira's manager and trainer, has confirmed to me that Oliveira will be fighting Beneil Dariush on May 6th at UFC 288. Now, 2 weeks earlier, Dariush reported that the fight was in development for May, and we even made a video about this, but many of you did not believe. So, now we can be sure that finally the fans are going to be seeing this long-awaited fight. But at the moment, Charles Oliveira is in Australia, where, according to rumors, he was supposed to ensure that the title super fight between Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovskiy went off without a hitch. So, we're going to see what happens next for him. And moving on, reigning UFC featherweight champ and UFC lightweight title contender Alexander Volkanovskiy believes that Islam Makhachev is bluffing when he says he's going to knock him out.
Honestly, I want to knock him out, because everybody say Islam is a grappler, wrestler, but I want to show people my striking.
Volkanovski was quoted as saying he's a very calculating fighter. He doesn't take unnecessary risks, and if he goes for a knockout, that is an unnecessary risk. He won't do it. It was a bluff. He definitely won't take risks. He's the best at that. He will probably sit on the back leg and look for an opportunity to transfer. He's good at distance and feels things like that very well. As I said, he is a very calculating fighter. And Israel Adesanya claims that Islam Makhachev will not be surviving the third round, as he is sure that his teammate Alexander Volkanovskiy will not only beat Islam Makhachev, but he will also finish him ahead of the bell. Now, I think this fight will be in the stand-up, Adesanya told Mac Life. After Islam gets Alex and realizes he can't keep him down, he will start to panic and rush for takedowns, throwing reckless punches. I bet that Islam will not survive the third round. I know they prepared for 5 rounds and did a good job. I respect their dynasty, but in this part of the world, they will have to respect our dynasty. Now, many UFC stars believe in the victory of the Russian, and they are all ready to bet on the victory of Makhachev.
So, yeah, I'm going to say Makhachev at this time.
My official prediction, Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev. Well, Islam's going to win the fight.
There is a huge difference when it comes to the grappling of both of these guys. And I'm taking nothing away from Alexander. He's good, but he's not great in those areas, where Islam is great in those areas.
So to be honest, for me, well, the main intrigue of the fight is whether Volkanovski will be able to interrupt that series of early victories that Makhachev has. I mean, again, he escaped the grip of Ortega, so it can be assumed that he will hold out until the final bell with this one. Now, remember how Joe Rogan reacted to that? That crazy motherfucker from Australia has escaped. He walked out of a grip that would have gotten 99.9% of the people who have ever lived on this planet. It was a fucking wild sight. It seemed like it was all over, and he's like, not today, bitch. I'd rather die, but I won't give up. Now, Volkanovski himself admitted after the fight that he was on the verge of defeat. The light in my eyes had dimmed. I didn't hear anything anymore, and at that moment I thought about my wife and children. I said to myself, no, he won't take this belt from my family. I just held on with all my might, waiting for him to get tired. I knew that sooner or later he would have to let me go, and so it happened. In any case, that bout does promise to be an exciting one and will undoubtedly provide fans with a lot of action. The world is just going to have to wait and see what happens when these two elite fighters finally meet in the octagon. Now, as you know, people are always interested to know about UFC fighters' earnings and different sources of income, and many people are wondering just how much Makhachev and Volkanovski will be earning for the title fight in Australia. But UFC fighters don't usually disclose their fight earnings. Therefore, all of the details are published according to insiders and fragmentary facts from interviews that fighters can earn money from various sources, including guaranteed fees for participating in fights, bonuses for winning, a percentage of the broadcast sales, advertising, and some fighters who will even receive those personal bonuses from Dana White.
Dana! 60 G's, baby!
Now, it is important to note that the amount a fighter earns can vary based on their individual contract and negotiation skills, as well as their performance and popularity within the organization. In Makhachev's case, he has mentioned that he started with a guaranteed payout of $10,000 and a winning bonus of $10,000, and has since increased his earnings to $80,000 for each of those categories. Now, this just goes to show the potential growth and earning potential that they do have within the UFC for successful fighters. For example, the championship fight with Oliveira, Makhachev's total earnings then went over $1 million. So what was included in that amount? Well, he got the $500,000 guaranteed payment, plus $100,000 for the win bonus, plus $350,000 for the percentage of the broadcast, plus $32,000 for advertising, plus the $50,000 performance bonus of the night. And after the fight with Volkanovski, they say that Makhachev's income will be in the region of $500,000, meaning that paying only for entering the octagon, but the fighters are going to end up earning a lot more after tomorrow night, I guarantee it. That is all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it is very important to us, and thank you all in advance.